Greetings, fellow cultists, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Anomaly Death Cult, Episode 13, A Room of Plenty. So we are picking up the project where we're trying to complete the temple. The temple is partially done, and I want to get it fully done. So that is top project, and then I'm going to have you guys decide on what projects come thereafter. But temple needs doing. That will severely help us. Okay, that's kind of the wrong adverb. But it will really help us to convert people. It would be a little bit more helpful if we had more participants. But the plan originally, or the plan still is, to convert Crackhead. And actually, now that we don't have anyone in the prison, it might be time to do that, I suppose. To imprison him and force him to convert. Where'd that bunny go? Oh, wow, that bunny really got away from me. The ghouls are hungry, so I'm trying to feed them. So we have Art here, who's like a wonderful little genie who's never going to try to escape, which is wonderful. Makes it a lot easier. And then Davenport, who's going to constantly try to escape. The only reservation I have about trying to imprison and convert Crackhead is that with two sanguiphages, I want to make sure that our death rest staggers, so there isn't a case where everybody is currently sleeping, right? Like, that would be a bit of a problem. Having everyone asleep does not make for a good base defense, I think. Jazz, is that what you're doing? Okay. I am going to put Jazz back on construction over mining, so he finishes the temple. We did just research Dead Life Dust, which is a way to weaponize the dead, either through shells or a pack. It's a little hard to use because it does require, like, enemies to be dead ahead of time. But one thing you can do is if you have a bunch of rotted corpses, you can stockpile rotted corpses in like a warehouse, like skeletons or whatever, and then reanimate them on demand, which, you know, can be pretty useful for base defense. I'm going to go back to draw shamblers, but I do believe that I owe you all a poll about it. So we have chronophagy, which steals life force from a victim and de-ages the recipient. The other thing is, like, now that Vodka and Jazz are both sanguiphages, they don't age. So chronophagy is, like, super useless. Summon Flesh Beast, summons Flesh Beast to your map tile. Draw Shamblers is drawing Shamblers. The real advantage of the Summon Flesh Beast and Shamblers is you can use them, hypothetically, to farm shards if you need more shards. Then we have Bliss Lobotomy, kind of like a Joy Wire, and then Sleep Suppressor. So, you guys can pick between those 6 options. There they are. And I'm going to try to get the ghouls fed so they don't go wandering away looking for food elsewhere. Gotta feed them. Mike, thank you for the resub too. And Crumb, I'm glad you enjoyed First Wendigo. This series feels a bit like it, I will say. You know, with the like terrible evil experiments and all that. Cheers. Okay. You guys are still hungry. I'm gonna, like, run out of small animals on this map tile. Trying to feed these guys. We'll have to go purposely hunting bigger game. But it's all, like, boomlopes and boom rats. There, I guess, yeah, that's all the bigger game. I guess there's 2 llama. So, it's not exactly true. Okay, looks like Jazz is hauling Jade to the pews. That's good. And after the temple is done, I'll have you guys vote on the next colony project between a few different pre-selected options. You probably should be dormant. I think there are ways to really use mechanoids, but we just don't have the capacity just yet. When we do, They will come into full circulation. Oh, dead life dust shouldn't be in the poll. I type these polls up myself, so I screw up often. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, don't vote for 6. 6 is done. Or vote for 6, you know, whatever. 'Tis up to you. Alright, looks like the ghouls had their fill. Ghouls had their fill, so now we're hunting for the colonists. So when you're a vampire, you need regular rest and death rest. You need both. Death rest comes like once every 25 days, and then regular rest, you know, is also still a requirement. Oh, I don't have enough jade for a second jade pew. Got it. Does a sleep suppressor affect death rest? No, I don't believe so. Death rest is not like a sleep. Death rest is a dormancy, hibernation of sorts. So yeah, it wouldn't affect it. Alright, well, 1 pew's fine, because we really just don't have a lot of members anyway, but it seems like I'm going to need to be shopping for jade soon. Also, our storage is completely full. Got it. Are the people in the Ancient Danger worth capturing for recruitment? I have no idea, because how would I know who they are? They could all be genies that are absolutely worthless to us, or they could be like hussars, which could be worth something to us. I just don't know. Can't know the unknown. Alright, looks like we're pivoting to flesh beasts, so there we go. The pivot has pivoted. And then for the advanced research, which we're only getting off of the corrupted obelisk, we're getting ghoul enhancements, which is going to take a while, because that is not an easy one to do. Oh, you need your... Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a problem. So, something I hadn't really considered here. Obviously the waster is like, I don't have any psychite, so I'm gonna die. What I can do is I can start planting psychoid, but I think by the time it's harvestable, yeah, I don't think it's gonna be helpful. Maybe, who knows? We'll see. Yeah, this is all the trade stuff. Yes. Right. Yeah, maybe a raider will drop flake. I hope so. Or yayo, or tea, or whatever. You know, just one of those three. Alright, let's get the electro harvester actually wired to our power grid. Because it hasn't been. We've just been shocking the entities for fun. Which is, you know, fun, don't get me wrong. But, so how deficient are you, Davenport? Oh, you're fine. You're just... You got, like, 19 days to live. That's plenty of time. According to me. So I think the temple is officially done. Or the shrine, rather. We didn't quite get it up to the 120. So before I mark it as complete, I'm going to add some lovely flowers. I know, it feels weird, vampires adding flowers to anything. But that should increase its beauty enough. So, next project. Here it is. There we go. 10 options. So, a crafting room, a dining room. So the dining room and recreation would be improving it. I did only get like mediocre recreation, so we could always make it better. Additional containment rooms, increasing defenses, ritual rooms, storage, mech crafting, improving it. Death rest chambers or open the ancient danger. The other thing that I didn't include, which is like a formal prison. And then one could make the argument at some point I should probably do xenobiology to try to get the to try to scan the genie's dead calm, because if I scan the genie's dead calm, there's a chance that as a result of that scan, I can have blood bags that don't try to run away, which, you know, is like nice or whatever. Jojo Kim, Jazium, and Chaos Engine, thank you for the resubs, by the way. Looks like overwhelmingly you guys are like, storage might be a good idea. I don't disagree. I think whatever we go with, I am going to need some more building materials for it. Crackhead's finally not psychotically wandering, which is good. But it might be time to stick him in the formal prison now. Try to get him to convert. Which I'm sure is going to make him upset, but apparently he won't resist. So there we go. Crackhead's converting. We have a visitor. A brave from Red Mesa Pack. Named Chimpanzee. Oh, you delicate little thing. Alright, so Crackhead, you're in here so that you can be converted. And now with this almost done, I'm going to make the final touches here just to raise the quality up a little bit. I don't suspect we're going to have like a good ritual, but you never know. I could get lucky. Hopefully I get lucky. Macho, thank you for the resub too. How expensive an ornate door? I don't have any gold, so it costs gold. Alright, you three, keep on hunting. I'm going to leave the Mega Sloth for our butchering. And it looks like I need a little bit more marble in order to finish up the temple before I start a new project. Alright, Jazz, I'm going to have you cut one thing of marble, and that should be good. Oh, there's a bear here too. I guess there's a pretty decent amount of like large predators now. Okay, Jazz, if you clean the shrine, haul the jade out, and if Valka plants flowers, we might be able to turn it into somewhere that like actually has good rituals. Maybe. Alright, Jazz, you are headed to the Alpaca Butcher. Got it. Okay, it's extremely impressive. It's 131. That is meeting the 120 threshold. And I'm going to call this one like a few seconds early. We are going to do a storage room. So the thing about the storage room is I would like to incorporate into the external walls, meaning I'm going to need a lot of limestone as a result. which kind of sucks because I don't really have the labor force at the moment to like do anything. I have a Vulcan Jazz, and they're kind of like alone, other than the ghouls. So I think what I'm going to do is hunt some of the biggest game so that the ghouls don't have to be micromanaged for a bit, while Jazz butchers the big game that I'm hunting, and then offer the ghouls the ability to just eat meat from the freezer so that I can focus mostly on a Vulcan Jazz, micromanage them so that they can build and get the stuff done that we want done. But before we even do that, let's go ahead with a conversion ritual. So we're trying to convert Crackhead. The expected quality is pretty terrible, but we'll do what we can. Crackhead loves Jazz, so like maybe it will go our way. Or maybe it won't, I have no idea. That's pretty. Very pretty room. So, fishbowl, right? Let's fix that. Fishbowl, you can eat out of the hoppers. There you go. You know what? I should probably... Oh, no, it's fine. Alright, come on, Crackhead. Be awesome and just convert outright. So his certainty is at 93%, and he's steadfast, so it doesn't waver easily. And it's now up 100%, because it was ineffective. Good. Good job. That's terrific. Does putting prisoners next to entities make a difference? People don't like to share cells with entities, so it will piss them off. If we were trying to convert Crackhead via the terrible mood method, I could do that. I ought to wait until his catharsis is up, because there's not much point in trying to fight catharsis, in my opinion. So let's think about like planning here. I'm gonna need a storage room. Storage rooms are best sharing space with crafting rooms, and the largest chunk is I could either put it here, and then eventually turn this into a crafting room, probably moving the lab out of it. Maybe reserving the eastern section here is the lab / hospital, so like storage, crafting, something like that. That could do. But what I want to do is I'm going to replace as much of the wood walls as I can in the process, because I don't want to store things in, you know, in wood, because it's truly only liable to burn up at some point. So let's go ahead and work drive. Where'd Jazz go? Work drive Jazz. Jazz needs to butcher the Megasloth, and then Grizzly Bear, and then we'll put him to construction work. And then Ivalka will probably end up cutting stone rather than research. She's going to still do dark study, because I don't have a... Oh, okay. Never mind, that changes things. A distant shriek. So, colonists, you're going to be inside. Proximity detector has detected invisible creature. Yeah, I figured. So proximity detector's here. There's an invisible creature somewhere in the sphere of influence here. And all hands on deck. It's a sight stealer. Who would have guessed? I would have guessed. Well, the alarm's still going off, so we ain't done. Maybe we can actually capture one of them. Oh, that one is in pain shock. So before we go any further, the containment here. The Gore Hulk needs a containment of 60. Sight Stealers need a containment of 30. And Ghouls need a containment of... where is their containment? 35. So the Gore Hulk needing 60 is the one to keep an eye on. So Valka, what you're going to do is you're going to move a holding cell into the containment chamber and add that other Sight Stealer if we can do it in time. And then Fish, swap with Moxie so that Moxie can heal up a little bit. We aren't done. Do Sight Stealers hit traps? Like, not that I've seen. I'm standing here only because we can bottleneck them 3 to 1. Not that I'm actually trying to use the traps. I could have been here instead, but there's a tree in the way. Who knew Buckshot was useful against multi-dimensional monsters? Jazz did, apparently, but he's a Sangophage, so he would know these things. Hey, Jazz, can we move the... Okay, perfect. We may or may not be done. Jazz, you are going to butcher up the Sight Stealers, because Twisted Meat is delicious. And, Valka, you're going to tend this Sight Stealer, who is bleeding out. So if there's more, they'll come through this door and get ghouled. I think we're done. How hungry are these ghouls? These two are hungry. All right, just eat the... Oh, don't come back. Eat the Sight Stealers. And maybe Jazz, it's probably best if we don't destroy that outer wall right now. Just a thought. All right, I'm going to have them stand guard, but I don't think the Sight Stealer... Actually, you know what? The alarm's off. I think we're in the clear. Okay, the containment strength now is 99. Got it. So, not a problem. And we're generating more power, and we're generating more bioferrite. Good. Good, good, good. That wasn't too bad. Maybe don't study it in the door like that. That's going to require a redesign at some point. Because when the door's propped open, the room is not secured, so studying it in the door like that is a bad idea. If I put the door here, it would avoid that problem. But moving doors around when you have entities secured in them is also a bad idea, because, well, the door will be removed and they'll all get out and it will be a big, big break. I think it's probably safe for us to wander out and about again. Jazz, is that polar or grizzly bear? Yeah, it's still fresh. Do double walls affect containment? No. It's the total HP of the walls, door, and whether or not you have bioferrite plate floors or not. Additionally, what facilities you have hooked up. So the Electro Harvester is reducing the containment, the Bioferrite Harvesters are reducing containment, and then each additional platform is reducing containment. So it's a trade-off between how much you want to mess with the entities with, and how many entities you're going to contain versus how, you know, the strength of the facility, essentially. So double walls don't help, double doors don't help. It's just it's essentially what is determining what contains the roam inside. That is the ultimate strength. And then, much like prisoners, it also affects their escape intervals. So this ghoul will escape once every 5.4 years, whereas the Gore Hulk, which is harder to contain, escapes once every 2.1 years on average, right? They could definitely try to escape more than once a year if I'm unlucky. I could make a temple, I'll move the door, but that's not the priority I'm working on, so I'm not going to. It's easy to forget, but I work on the thing that's above my head, not the things that aren't above my head. Containment was one of the offered options and did not win. So if we assume that we'll put in a lab here, lab/hospital, we'll build a wall here for it with like a door there. No, maybe not there. There. Then a follow-up wall here with another door. The problem with that actually is that will track a lot of filth in, as there's a lot of foot traffic. So maybe not have that there. Because the research room is one that we want clean. So we'll go with that. So this will be like a lab hospital, and then this will be storage. There are mods that can make your containment facilities look more containment facility-like, if that's something you're hoping for. Like the vanilla furniture expanded mods have a lot of things that look containment-like. This is just a relatively unmodded series, so I'm not using stuff like that, but it's not to say that those mods don't exist. You can definitely roleplay it up if you want. So ghoul enhancement is a little over a third done. Nice. Another thing that might be useful is trying to get better beds for Avalka and Jazz. Avalka, I think I'm also going to need like more wood for construction materials, so I'm going to have you just cut whatever trees are around. Rogadog! And Crimson, thank you for the bits, by the way. Drinks on you, need it after this weekend? I know. Wife gets home in like 6 hours. Oh my god. I'm so happy about catching up on sleep soon. She's been out of town for a wedding, so I've been like a single parent for the weekend. Right now, I have a babysitter, but like, oh my god. I have not slept. Not at all. I'll sleep when I'm dead. That's what I'll keep telling myself. This... Oh, yeah, butcher entities. Oh, I see. The... Butcher forever. Small ingredient radius, that's fine. The dread leather that the entities are made out of are actually, it's a pretty decently protective fabric. So like 127 is pretty up there. It's not like thrombo fur, but it is pretty high. It's very upsetting to wear that stuff unless you're inhumanized like we are. So like we don't care. So it works for us. And at some point, maybe we'll be decked in like dread leather. That sounds like a really nice goal at some point, but not now. We're busy. Busy working on storage. So Crackhead, is that your certainty down to 87? Nice. Nice, nice. Dread leather sounds Mad Max-like. It does, doesn't it? Young Vagabonds Hope for Charity. Oh, okay. Another 7-year-old. Hey, Jazz. We don't have space in our prison, do we? I mean, we need blood bags, and the blood bag we currently have is dying from drug withdrawal. So, like, yeah, I guess Another blood bag. What? What? I mean, what 7-year-old wanders around by themselves? Really? And what 7-year-old fights back against a vampire? I mean, good for you. Jazz, first thing he does is fling dirt in your eyes. That is, okay. You cut the 7-year-old's head off. Alright, well, I guess our ghouls get to eat. Said 7-year-olds on the rim are built different. True, especially given that you become 7 in 2 years on the rim. They might be built different, but they don't taste different. What is Humanization? It is a result of our ideology where we have a mental break and then eventually don't care about any of those things. So once you have that mental break, you don't have beauty needs or outdoor needs. Your pain is lessened. Your minimum comfortable tolerance for temperature is lowered a lot. You can't do social animal taming or art very well, like at all. It's sort of renouncing your humanity and giving yourself over to the void. Like you do. Well, I guess we're not getting an extra blood bag. Yeah, that's too bad. What I'll try for, while I'm working on storage, because it will help us get storage quicker, is to make nicer beds. Because if I can get, like, excellent beds, we can sleep more efficiently, so that I can do more work quicker. At least that's what I'm hoping. Construction at 15, yeah. Excellent beds should be possible. But, like, my luck, maybe not. I don't know. To be fair, the kid's probably better off dead than in my prison. Yeah, that's probably extremely true. Okay, well, Randy wants the waster dead, clearly. So I'll just drain the waster of blood. Avalka, I need that light tended to, or it's going to spread over to the corn. So I'm going to force you on work, and then I'm going to force you to work here. You'll be done soon. What I can do is I can say, don't re-sew it, so we just cut it quick. Haha, JK, JK, now you have to re-sew. I got her. Oh, an eclipse solar flare. So it's a solar flare that is phasing through the moon. Got it. That makes sense. I'm so glad that RimWorld has cleared that up for me. The one time, astrologically, that it is impossible to get solar flared, we have a solar flare. I understand. Alright, well that's one of our, one of the excellent beds I was hoping for, just so that we can rest faster. And then Avalka, I'm just going to put you on this bed for now, which is at least good. I will aim for the better one eventually. Alright, you're done? Yes. Unrestricted, and back to a night owl schedule. Randy chose war? Yeah, no kidding. That's okay. I mean, if Randy is on the side of, like, vampires, or against vampires, he's made his choice. I think the first pass at the storage room it pains me to say, is going to be made of wooden floors. I don't like it, but I think it will take me way too long to do tiled floors with the amount of stone cutting that is required. So I'm going to do... What did we just do to you? Oh, you're getting... Ha ha ha! Sight Stealer has his eyes burned out. Oh, that works for me. Curveball solar flare? Okay, so to be fair, it could be a coronal mass ejection from like a binary star. So it could be like a primary star that is like a red giant, and like a binary, a secondary star or tertiary star that's like a white dwarf. And the eclipse is from the red giant and moon combo. And then the solar flare is a coronal mass ejection from the white dwarf. The white dwarf wouldn't put out a lot of light, but if you got like an extreme solar flare or a mass ejection or something like that from the white dwarf, then yeah, I guess technically but it would require more than 2 suns to get an eclipse solar flare at the same time. And well, I just see 1 sun, so I'm gonna go and say that that's not the case here. It's also because America just got a solar flare, and it's worth reminding people that how rare eclipses are in the universe. Pretty rare. It just so happens that the sun and moon are the same size in the sky, because one is 400 times the size of the other, and one is 400 times closer than the other. It's like kind of magical, but that doesn't happen very often. In the universe, if there was a tourism board, Earth would be known for solar eclipses, is all I'm saying. And that won't even be true for very long. The moon is drifting away from us, so eventually we won't get full solar eclipses anymore, because the moon will be too small. Scorpio, I'm assuming you don't mean decades. I think you mean like, eons from now. Like, it'll take a while for the moon to drift away, but yes, the moon is drifting. All right, storage room, you're looking pretty sad. This Jazz is working hard. But tending to the prisoners and blood feeding and construction, it's just like a lot of work. And all the study. We're just really undermanned. Oh, come on. Don't haul 1 wood. Jazz. Great. Thanks. You hauled a single... You hauled a steak. Alright, so convert is off cooldown. Crackhead, time for you to convert. So we're down to 66, which is good. We're like a third of the way there, considering we pushed it up to 100%. We are spending a considerable amount of time on basic research. Should we deprioritize? You know what? I'm not even going to pull for this. We get a lot more basic research studying the monolith than we do studying these things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them as maintenance only, so that we don't spend time studying them, because there's not a lot of benefit. I don't mind doing it eventually, but we really need other things done right now. So I'm tabling it for later. Because we're just too busy. We have too many other projects on our hands. And we get a lot more bang for a buck from the monolith at 1.2 per tick than like studying Ari, which would be like 0.727 rather. So go for efficiency here. And these guys are eating all the food in the hoppers. Yep. All right, is there... Oh yeah, there's good game. So to limit the amount of butchery that Jazz has to do, I'm just going to go after the really big stuff. Like mega sloths and grizzly bears. The stuff that gives a lot of meat to save time. Because the amount of time it takes to butcher stuff doesn't matter whether it's a bunny or a bear. So if Jazz is going to waste time butchering, it might as well be on the big stuff. Like, you know, mega sloths. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Anomaly Death Cult, which originally streamed live on Twitch April 21st. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow cultists.